What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We have returned to Marvel Heroes, and we are on the test center today, which is the 10th of October. And we've got the hero a ton of people have been waiting for right here on the test center, ready for testing, and that is Nova. Now, yes, I am playing as Richard Rider because recently they changed it from Sam Alexander to being Richard Rider, the default. I would, under normal circumstances, test as the guy that I want to play, which would be Sam Alexander. But, because he's not on the test center, and Ryder's the base, we're going to go with Rider. But, beyond all of that, I've been looking at some of his powers, and this guy is freaking awesome. So we're going to go through things as quickly as possible. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to check out the synergy that he has, which is at level 25 he gets plus 3% movement speed, and at level 50 he gets plus 2 dodge chance, which is pretty cool for a character like this. Next we're going to look at his two passives. The first one in the Cosmic Brawler section is called World Mine Assistance, and you are able to see enemies on the minimap. You also get crit rating and dodge rating. The second passive he has in Human Rocket is Nova Barrier. He gets 20% damage absorption. The maximum amount of damage he can absorb is per rank, so I can make it up to 620 as opposed to 510 right now. He gets 5% shield regeneration per second while moving. He gets 351 defense rating and then 330 maximum health, which obviously all of that goes up, with the exception of the actual percentage of damage taken absorbed. So let's go ahead and take a look at his powers right now. We're going to look, he's got three trees: Cosmic Blaster, Cosmic Brawler, and Human Rocket. We're going to look at Cosmic Blaster first. His first attack is a basic minor beam. Energy damage, restores spirit, has a pretty high rate of fire per second. Looks pretty cool. Look at all those yellow bolts. Boom, 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 boom. Next we have Nova Beam. It's a channel, it detonates active pulsars, and it does energy damage per second. So let's go ahead and show you how this works. It's your normal energy damage beam. It's pretty cool, does energy damage. Now, active pulsars would be things like this, where you have unstable pulsar, which it deals energy damage. It has a delay because it doesn't activate immediately, but its cooldown does reset after each detonation. So, we'll show you this first. There's the pulsar. Doesn't do any damage. It sits there, 2, 1, boom. A little bit delayed. So there's that. That's the way that the pulsar works naturally. You can leave it in a group and let it explode on its own while you do stuff, or you can use the Nova Beam to activate it. So you launch the pulsar, boom, Nova Beam, and it does the damage. Next we have Cascading Bolt. You hurl a massive pulse of energy at a blade. It's the first thing it collides with. You get 10% damage for 6 seconds after detonating a pulsar with a power, and it stacks up to 3 times. So here's the Cascading Bolt immediately, boom, boom. But if I go Detonating Pulsar, you'll notice in the right-hand corner I have a little buff, which is pretty cool. Next we have Magneton Pulsar, which deploys a pulsar that emits a very intense magnetic field, which slows and damages anything in the vicinity. Energy damage twice per second, minus 40% slow. And you also have area duration of 6 seconds. The pulsar delay is also 6 seconds. This one does not reset its cooldown when detonated. So, we launch this, we do the Nova thing, and boom, there's your pulsar. And then you can continue to use Cascading Bolt for extra damage. Next pulsar we have a Supermassive Pulsar. This does, excuse me, this is your vulnerability thing, so you drop that, you activate it, boom, now this guy's vulnerable, and he's taking more damage from your Cascading Bolt. You can do this and continue to get multiple stacks, and once again, boom, up to 3 stacks, now your Cascading Bolt is doing a ton of damage. Note how it does all take spirit. We also have a toggle here, which is Starbound. Toggle on a channel energy that underpins the cosmos, dealing more damage with your pulsars as well as your ranged power, and you gain back spirit when you actively detonate a pulsar instead of passively. So it gives you damage rating for range powers, it restores 30% of a pulsar's spirit cost when it's detonated, and it gives plus 2% damage to pulsars, which stacks up to 2 times. When you detonate with a pulsar, you gain power, which is damage rating and move and attack speed by 5 seconds. This is mutually exclusive with a toggle in another tree called Rocket Speed. So that's the Cosmic Blaster. Cosmic Brawler, we have the Cosmic Melee, the Cosmic Combo, which is a melee. This is actually pretty cool. It does 10% extra damage for each melee or movement power used in the last 10 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times. So, but it actually dashes to the enemy you're fighting. So if there's something in your way, you can end up just quickly getting over there and bashing it. Next, we have Nova Punch. It restores 5% of your shield per hit. You see how there's a little shield bar right here. You just... Oop, that was the wrong one. You activate it here. And it does rotate around similar to Iron Man's Repulsor Barrage, which is pretty cool. Something I just activated was Cosmic Resilience. It's your crowd control immunity, 15-second cooldown, but it does instantly regenerate your shield, which is pretty cool in dangerous situations. Next, we have the signature, which is called Supernova. You harness the background radius of the cosmos, becoming more powerful as you draw in energy. Eventually, your energy signature becomes unstable, unleashing a cataclysmic explosion that consumes everything nearby. So, when you activate it, your other powers have no cooldown or spirit cost. You gain 8% movement speed, and your buff is for 5 seconds. So, you activate the Supernova, and you can start just quickly detonating everything in the area, and then, boom, your stuff activates and you did the big damage in the back. We also have Nova Pulse, which projects a sphere of energy that damages enemies and heals you. Repeated uses of the power also increase its effectiveness, but also its cost. So, it's base energy damage. It heals 42 health when you hit an enemy. On repeated activation, it does 20% extra base damage, 20% extra healing boost, but it also increases the spirit cost by 20%, and the bonuses are reset after 1 second of use. So, here's the first attack, there's the second attack, third, fourth, fifth, and it just continuously gets bigger and bigger. The numbers aren't reflecting that specifically because of how wide the range of damage is, but it does actually increase it as you utilize its power. That's Cosmic Brawler. Next, we have Human Rocket. I'm going to show Blast Off first. This is another ability that actually detonates pulsars, so you can use it in combination with the range pulsars if you want to use this, since you already get 1 point into it base from here. But you just dash through, boom, and he just continues to dash, which is pretty cool. Lightspeed Strike is a very interesting power. It works almost exactly like Blink Strike. It bounces around to targets and it deals damage. So he moves around and bounces and attacks, and I think this is really cool. It'll probably be one of the more popular moves used with this kit, especially the Human Rocket kit, if you're going to play old school Nova. Travel the Cosmos. You actually regenerate your shield while flying. It has ongoing speed cost, but you do get to float around and just be general human rocketiness. Next, we have Nova Dash, which you can charge. It's a charge move. It detonates pulsars as well. It deals energy damage. It stuns your enemy for 2 seconds, and you deal 100% extra damage if it's fully charged. It also leaves a little bit of damage onto the enemy, and Hotspot? I'm not entirely sure what that means. I guess, oh, that's the damage that's dropped on the ground. So it does an additional 25% damage if it's fully charged. I made a little X. And then we have Falling Star, which is a crash-down ability, also detonates pulsars. A lot of the abilities in Human Rocket detonate pulsars. Deals energy damage twice per second, energy duration is 5 seconds. It also deals an immediate splashdown damage, and it weakens everybody around you. So, drop, there's your initial damage, and then your passive damage afterwards, and these enemies are weakened so that they do less damage. Last, we have another toggle here, which is mutually exclusive from the other one that I said earlier, called Rocket Speed. Damage rating is, you get 6 per move speed above 330, which is interesting when toggled on. I guess you want to use speed items to pump up your movement speed. You also get damage to melee powers. Bonus is double for 6 seconds when you detonate a pulsar with a power. You have dodge rating for 6 seconds when using a melee or a movement power. That stacks up to 5 times. And when you use a movement power, you and your allies gain power, increasing damage rating and move and attack speed by 5%. So, I believe all of these, no, just the Blast Off and the Nova Dash are movement powers. Falling Star and Lightspeed Strike are just regular powers. So you can use Falling Star and the Lightspeed Strike to activate melee abilities, but then whatever you need for movement would be Blast Off and Falling Star. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at the ultimate. First, let's read what it says. Call on a squadron of Nova Corps members to scorch the earth with relentless bombardment of their Nova beams. During this intense barrage, all enemies are slowed and you evade attacks with rocket-like agility. You energy damage, slow, area duration, you have 50% chance to completely evade damage for attacks for 20 seconds. So let's activate this puppy and see what happens. I want to get right in the center. Boom. So there's energy damage, and look at all the little Nova Corps guys just rocking around, blasting people left and right. That's pretty cool. And you glow with complete Nova Prime power when you do that. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like on Sam. But that is Nova. I am very much looking forward to playing this character. I haven't focused, complete gameplay for quite a while, but this is definitely one character that I'm going to be focusing on for a while to see what he plays like with gear and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this preview of Nova that's on the test center. Remember, this is test center footage. Everything is subject to change, and if something significant changes, I will showcase to you guys what those changes are in annotations, or possibly make a follow-up video depending on how severe those changes are, such as a kit being completely redone, which I doubt is going to happen right now. So remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along. With that, this is RybackStun, signing out.